What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to learn how to build a fairly straightforward checklist here, as well as make it interactive. So we've got all these items, and you can see that I can tap on them. It'll go ahead and check them off, aka I probably did them, or I probably should have done them. And we can also go ahead and check it again, and it'll uncheck it in case I decided to pretend like I was productive, but wasn't actually. So we'll take a look at how to build this with Swift, UIKit, and from scratch. So if that all sounds good, make sure you start by destroying the like button down below. Helps out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you're into iOS and Swift. That all said, let's get into making a checklist. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started by opening up Xcode and creating a new project. We're going to stick with the app template under iOS, and let's go ahead and give this project a name of checklist. You want to make sure your language is set to Swift. Your interface here should be storyboard. We'll be working programmatically, and your lifecycle should be UIKit. Go ahead and continue, save the project wherever you'd like. I'll toss it onto my desktop. And first things first, we want to go ahead and expand our window here. We can close up this right panel, and we'll jump into our viewcontroller.swift file and dive right in. So the first thing we actually need to do is create a model that's going to represent each of our entries in our checklist. So I'm going to go ahead and create it right up here. We're going to create a class. It's going to be called a checklist item. And if you think about a checklist item, all you really need on it are two things. The first thing that you want on it is a title, which is pretty simple. And the next thing, which is arguably more important, is you want a Boolean to hold the state of whether or not the thing is checked off or not. So we're going to say is checked, and it's going to be of type bool. And by default, it's going to be a false. Now, it's very important that you make this a mutable, so make it a var. And the reason being is when we tap on one of the items, we want to check or uncheck it depending on the state. Now, this error here is yelling at us because we need to add a initializer on here. We're going to say that a title will be a string just like that. We could say self.title is title just like that. Now, because we gave the is checked a default value of false, we don't actually have to initialize that here. So looking pretty good. So now that we have our model set up, all we really need to do is set up our actual interface to show the list of a bunch of different items. So I'm going to come into here and create a array of items, and we can perhaps say that this array of items is a array of checklist items, just like that. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is create a bunch of strings, and we'll compact map it to checklist items. So we'll say things like get milk and go on a long run. And let's see, what else do we need to do today? Make YouTube videos, do something fun. And what I'll go ahead and do is, actually I won't copy and paste it so everything actually looks unique. Let me add a couple more. Let's see, go on a long walk, pretend to be productive, and I think that's pretty good. So this is an array of strings, so you'll see an error here right off the bat, which definitely makes sense. So what we want to actually go end up doing is saying on here, go ahead and compact map this, which will convert this array of strings into a checklist item for each of these, passing in $0, which is each of these strings here. So if you take a look at all these errors, they'll disappear. And now we'll have an array of checklist items. So looking at pretty good. So now that we have an array of checklist items, we want to go ahead and create a table view. So we're going to create it right here. We're going to say private let table view, if I can spell things correctly. We'll go ahead and say a table view. We're going to create it with this block is a table. We're going to construct a UI table view and go ahead and return it. And in between here, we want to go ahead and register a single cell. And this is going to be a UI table view cell.self for a identifier of cell, just like that. And now we can actually use this table view. So cool. So now what we want to go ahead and do is we want to add that table view as a sub view. We want to go ahead and assign its delegate and its data source to be self. And that's how we're going to actually plumb data and get interactions from the table. And you're going to see we're getting two errors on here, and the reason is because we need to conform to the table view delegate as well as the data source, because we've told this guy here that, hey, self will be your delegate and data source. So if we make that promise, we do need to go ahead and conform to it and spell it correctly, because otherwise it won't work. So now that we've done that, we're going to need to add in those table functions, and there are three that we care about. So number of rows, and we're going to say the number of rows in our table view will be the number of items that we have. We want to actually return a cell for each index path, aka each row. So in here we can go ahead and say cell equals table view, and we can dequeue a reusable cell with the string ID that we registered for the given position. We're going to want to return the cell. In between here, we want to actually get the appropriate item for this position. So we can say the item is from our items, plural, the index path dot row, and we can say cell dot text label dot text is going to equal the item dot title. And then now we want to also get interactions on the cell to check and uncheck each of them upon tap. So we're going to say did select row at index path. And the first thing we want to do is go ahead and deselect that position at the given index path, just like that. And we'll fill this in momentarily. Now, before we give it a run to make sure we can actually see our list of items, we should give our table view a frame in the view.layout subviews function. So we'll go ahead and override that here. I'm going to go ahead and say table view.frame is going to equal view.bounds. We'll say view.bounds. Go ahead and pick a simulator of choice from the list here. We'll go ahead and maybe stick with the 12 Pro Max, and I'll go ahead and hit the run button to hopefully see a list of items that I need to get done today. So bear with Xcode, it decides to be a little slow sometimes, assuming we don't have any errors. There it goes. We expect to see a list of our checklist items. Give it a second, give it a second. All right, there it is. So we definitely see a list. Now, I don't see any check marks by default, which is expected, but when I tap on these, I don't see any check marks either. So a little useless at the moment. Let's go in and add in the checkability functionality. So every cell has a accessory type. So if you go ahead and say, let me go ahead and line break this. If we say cell.accessory type equals a check mark, and if you go ahead and give it a run, what you'll notice is that they all have check marks now. So that's pretty easy. We know how to add a check mark. Now we need to manage state. So what I can go ahead and do here is I can say the accessory type on the cell will be, if the item is checked, it'll be a check mark. Otherwise, it's going to be nil, which in this case isn't an option. So we're going to say otherwise it will be none. So if you go ahead and give it a run now, what you'll notice is that we once again won't have any check marks. And the reason is because our checklist item starts off as false up here. So our checks should not appear. Now when we go ahead and tap on a particular position, what we want to do is we first want to get the item. So I can go ahead and say let item is items, and the item at the particular position we care about, which is the same thing we do up here. Now on this item, we want to inverse the checked property. We don't want to assign it to true because then we'll be in the state where we can't uncheck. So we're going to say item dot is checked equals the inverse of item dot is checked, just like that. And now that we've gone ahead and done that, we can reload our table view. So we can say table view dot reload data. Now that's going to reload all of the cells in our table, and we'll take a look at a way to improve that momentarily. But first and foremost, let's see what we did today. Let's see, I finished making YouTube videos. If I tap it, it checks it. When I tap it again, it unchecks it. So we've got a pretty nifty checklist going on here. So when we tap on things, what it's doing also is it's reloading all the cells. Now, albeit it's a little difficult to see, but instead of doing that, what you could also do is if you start typing reload here, what you also could do is only reload a row at a particular position, because we only tapped on the given index path. So we can say go ahead and just reload that one with a automatic animation. And this way, if you have a list of, let's say, 20,000 checklist items, you're not going to reload them all, making it much more efficient. So each of these are going to reload independently once they are tapped. And there you have it. That's how you can create a simple checklist app right in your in Xcode with not a lot of code, frankly. So let me do one more thing before we wrap up here, because it's not looking the greatest at the moment. We probably want a nice title at the top. So what I'll go ahead and do is, if I jump into the main storyboard here, what we could actually do is select the controller, come up here and go to editor, and hit embed in navigation controller. And that'll give us this nice bar up here. So I'm going to also select that navigation bar, and we'll open up this right panel for the attributes. I'm going to check this box for prefers large title. It just makes the title become larger, as the name implies. And if we go back to our view controller in view to load, let's go ahead and assign a title in here. So we'll go ahead and say the title is going to be a checklist. So let's go ahead and give it a run, and we hope to see a checklist title right at the top here, just like that. So there you have it. You've built a checklist from absolute scratch with not that much code. We're at about 72 lines, and we've got a bunch of white spaces in here too. So if you guys found this video helpful, definitely smash that like button down below if you haven't done so already. If you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed, subscribe for iOS, Swift, and SwiftUI videos. We do a lot of tech and app stuff here. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to see. Are you new at building apps? Have you been doing this forever? Are you a pro? Love hearing from you guys, and I try to reply, pretty soon to every single comment. So thanks again for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video.